Welcome to TalkAboutTopeka.com. I'm Chris Schultz. On this episode, we're going to be speaking with Mike Worswick, owner of Wolfe's Camera and Video in downtown Topeka. This episode is brought to you by the WIBW channels and The Break Room and their home-style hot bar for breakfast and lunch. Be sure to drop by and check it out, or you can check out their link at breakroomdowntown.com. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show because it all starts right now. Well, I'm sitting here with a guy who owns a store in downtown Topeka that you're totally living under a rock if you've never heard of it before. It really is a downtown legend. It's Wolfe's Camera and Video. I'm with Mike Worswick. Mike, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. Well, you know, it's great to have you on the show. We like to show off those little pieces that make Topeka what Topeka is, and Wolfe's is definitely a piece that showcases some of the best of Topeka. Tell us what you guys do.
Our primary business is helping people save memories. Mm-hmm. And that really today is the sale of hard goods so that they can have a new camera or a lens or some piece of equipment to make the audio better with their video movies now that people are shooting with digital SLRs. Mm-hmm. And then the key thing is helping people do something with those pictures after they've taken them. So we help people preserve those memories by either printing them into just photographs, enlargements, books, jewelry. There's a whole range of things we can do with pictures today that we couldn't do just a few years ago.
Wow. Well, and the world has changed. How long has Wolfe's been in business?
Wolfe started in 1923.
1923. Wow. That's
my Uncle Harold.
Uncle Harold started it, huh? And so the whole world has changed a lot since then, especially in this. How did it start, and how has it kind of evolved throughout the time here?
Well, Uncle Harold was definitely in the memory business because he shot pictures. That was his whole business. Okay. And he was a commercial photographer rather than a portrait photographer. Mm-hmm. Somebody gave me a picture just the other day that showed some ladies in the Capper building where the Topeka Capitol was published back in, it was about 1928 was the date on this photo.
Wow. And
when I started studying it, I thought, gee, Uncle Harold, this isn't the best picture I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. I wonder why the exposure is uneven. Then I got to thinking about it. It was a picture made with flash powder because the flash bulb hadn't even been invented the day that picture would have been taken. And flash powder, of course, when you fired that, it was like firing a small detonation. And so you put enough smoke in the room, you never got a second chance. You could shoot the picture and you were done.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. And the technology's definitely changed. You come today, everybody's carrying a camera around with them in their pocket, on their phone or whatever. So how has that really affected what you guys do?
Well, the major change that's happened is that people are shooting probably 10 times as many pictures as they shot before. Mm-hmm. And the trouble with that is people don't have any sense, or they don't have the sense of importance that it used to be.
Sure.
When picture making was hard, people might shoot 2 or 3 rolls of film with 12 pictures in a year. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a very limited thing, or you shot slides because that was the only way you could get a good color picture. Mm-hmm. And today, if you have an iPhone or some other good smartphone that has a big sensor, a reasonably big sensor in it, you can get a pretty decent picture.
Sure.
But you just shoot them and don't really preserve the moments.
Yeah.
I'm watching my own daughter and son-in-law shooting videos of my granddaughter with their iPhone. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, you're shooting verticals. You should turn this camera sideways if you really want this to be a movie. Yeah. It's not going to fit the TV set.
Yeah, yeah.
And what are you doing to preserve this?
Yeah.
Because you've got her first steps on an iPhone. Come on, give me a break. Find a way to preserve that so 30 years from now they can laugh about that that video clip.
And where's that going to go? At Christmas time, it's one of those times every year where you go to your parents' house and you look through old photos. It's just one of the things we've always kind of done. And I do think about the fact that in the future, those big things of those books of photos are not going to be there. It's going to be online or whatever, because our society is going so electronic. But there's nothing that beats that, having that right there and being able to do it. And you guys have some solutions for that to kind of take the photo world into the next generation.
Well, we're trying to do that, because if you don't reduce some of your pictures to the lowest common denominator, which is a printed image, we're never going to find them.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it this way, you may have all of your pictures stored on Facebook. 15 years from now, Facebook may either pass away or you may pass away. I hope not.
I hope not.
Years.
Yeah, I hope not.
But where does the password go?
Yeah.
Who else can access that site?
Yeah.
How will you ever find those pictures?
Yeah.
Or if people have stored them on a flash drive or a hard drive, and somebody's coming in to clean up an estate 30 years from now.
It's easy to lose a tiny little chip that big.
The pictures are just going to be gone. So the ones that are really important need to be preserved in some way. And some people are still printing pictures and putting them in a photo album. But you can now also take and make a book where we can even take the photos, say, off of an iPhone.
Yeah.
And we can print them as 4x6s, or if you just would like, if you don't want to hassle at all, we'll just take them and print them in a little book. So now you've got at least a visual record that when somebody goes through your estate, they're going to go, here's the pictures Chris shot. I remember this day.
Yeah.
So.
And you brought an example of one here.
I did.
We can kind of flip through it here, but it really is. I think this is cute, and especially the fact that you take things like babies. Everybody loves to take pictures of babies and immortalize that. And how do you? And so whose baby is this? First of all,
of course, this is the most beautiful granddaughter in the world.
Okay.
And these are the snapshots that we made just in the first 2 or 3 months of her life. And it just so happens that although I have a really good camera, there's times that it's convenient just to shoot a snapshot on an iPhone. And this little book has nothing but iPhone photos in it.
It's just amazing. It looks like it's a full quality book that you would buy, except it's you and your family.
Yeah, totally personalized. And you don't have to put the corners in. You don't have to slide them in the pockets. It's done. It's one and done. And you can also make 2 or 3 copies. So like when I made this book, my daughter has a copy, my wife has a copy, I have a copy, and it's just easy, quick, and convenient.
Absolutely. And what's the process? How did somebody get one of these?
Well, if you're uncomfortable figuring out how to get the pictures off of your phone, you can even just bring the phone to us, and we can download your pictures. Once we've downloaded the pictures, or you've downloaded the pictures and brought them in on a thumb drive, or just whatever, don't make it hard. If it's just bring in the phone and say, here's my phone, I want some pictures.
Sure.
Then all you have to do is either look at the pictures and choose the ones and say, okay, make me a book. Here's the 60 pictures I want, or the 200 pictures I want.
Sure.
And we'll just do it.
Wow.
Or some people like to sit there and spend a lot of time and say, I want this one bigger, this one littler. But every time you start that process, more people drop off the grid of actually doing it. So to keep it simple, it's like, choose 60 pictures, choose 200 pictures, choose whatever, and say, hey, Mike, make me a book. And we'll deliver you a very nice, satisfying book of pictures.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And, the staff at Wolfe's, I think it's worth taking a mention here, because you've got probably one of the friendliest and most knowledgeable staffs. I mean, you're not walking into, one of those big box electronic stores asking some kid who's 12 years old about some camera. You've got professional people. You've got really knowledgeable people who not only can answer your questions, they might be able to show you something a little bit more that you didn't even think about asking the question about. So, I mean, you guys got a great staff. Tell me a little bit about the staff.
Well, last time we added it up, we had over 500 years of experience on our team. And maybe that's because a few of us are getting a little older, but we also try and stay very contemporary. We educate our people by holding a meeting every single day that the store opens to talk about technology, to talk about merchandising trends, to talk about something so that our people are up to date and current.
Sure.
And we've now gone on to the point that we're teaching people one-on-one classes. So for years we've offered classes where you could come, sit in a lecture for an hour or 2 hours and learn some subject.
Sure.
And now we've actually gone to having private tutoring sessions.
Wow.
So you can say, Mike, I really want to learn how to take better pictures of my coin collection. Here's my camera, I need somebody to help me. And we'll schedule an appointment and somebody will work with you just dealing with exactly the issue you want to deal with so that you really can get that education that you're wanting.
Yeah. That is something you can definitely not get from a big box store or from those online retailers that are popping up. I mean, you know, that's one of the things that we're lucky to have in this community of our size, such a knowledgeable group of people at Wolfe's who are doing all this stuff for us. So, well, yeah.
We're trying to do that.
Yeah.
We do sell things on the internet, and we just upgraded our website so that it has a new, fresh appearance. And
yeah. Do you get a lot of the younger people coming in who maybe they're interested in photography and then they come back? It's like when I was in college, I worked at a magic shop, and we would have the same people that came back all the time, and it really became like their place that they came and hung out with other people that did that. And I can definitely see that happening at Wolfe's because the people are so friendly.
Yes, that's the case. We do have a number of, I don't know if I want to call them Wolfe's groupies or not. But,
I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
But we have a loyal fan base who participate in a lot of our events and come and shop with us on a regular basis. And we have others who we only see 1 or 2 or 3 times a year. I've got a customer in Long Island, New York that I've never met, and another one in Washington, D.C. And I have great personal relationships with these 2 people, and many others, but
Sure.
these 2 just pop into my mind because when they want something or want information, they call, we chat, and then they're able to make a buying decision.
Yeah.
Just sold a lady today a $2,000 camera outfit on the telephone because we take the time just as if somebody had come in the store to help walk them through the steps and offer them the advice and counsel to make a good decision.
And that makes it all worth it. You want to find the right fit for yourself, and knowledgeable people can help you find that.
Right.
Way more than Google. I mean, Google's great, but it's not. You're not going to do it for you.
Well, that's the biggest thing that's happened is that, and I laugh. We debated, and so far I've kept us from putting the customer feedback on our website in terms of what do you think about this product? Because as I read most of those things on websites, they aren't really very helpful because either you had a bad experience and you flame the product, or from your sample of one purchase decision, you tell people it's the best thing in the whole world.
Yeah.
And neither one of those is likely to be able to be a universal conclusion.
Yeah.
So I think it's really best to let somebody kind of help you edit the process rather than thinking every online blog is going to solve the problem.
Right, yeah.
It's like going to TripAdvisor and you put in some restaurant or a resort and there's 6 people who would never ever go back there again because it was the most disgusting, dirty place they'd ever encountered.
Sure, yeah.
And then there's 6 more besides the owner,
Yeah.
who's told you what a great place it is to be.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's it. That's the way the world's working. It seems nowadays.
Yeah.
But you know, I think you guys should definitely get out to Wolfe's. If you've never been there, come on now. You just have to go down there. We've been there since the 20s, and go down and check it out. It's a great store just to look around. There's plenty of toys to definitely see, and you know, maybe you might want to consider actually putting some of your memories from the iPhone down in a book. They can make a completely professional looking one for you. So go check them out. Go talk to Mike and his wonderful friends down there who are working at Wolfe's. Mike, I can't let you go until we do. Well, I'll shake your hand now, but I can't let you go till we do the notorious lightning round, which is right here. It's my silly questions on these cards, and we put 60 seconds on the clock, and we see where we end up.
All right.
All right, ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, 60 seconds and go. If you could bring a dead celebrity back to life and ask him one question, who would it be and what would you ask?
Audrey Hepburn. And would you marry me?
That's a first one for this, but it's a good question.
Well, I was in love with her. I mean, and my wife openly knows that.
Let's see, what's your favorite kind of food?
Probably Mexican.
Okay. All right. In your opinion, what was the greatest movie ever made?
The greatest movie ever made. Oh, now that's a hard one. I'm going to say probably Dr. Zhivago.
Okay, all right. Let's see, what is your favorite camera shop in downtown Topeka?
I believe that'd be Wolfe's Camera.
Oh,
the
really?
corner of 7th and Kansas.
7th and Kansas in downtown Topeka.
Yeah, I got to get in a commercial here.
Let's see, at a movie theater, which armrest is yours?
I'm one of those people who attempts to hog both.
All right.
But specifically, I like the right-hand side.
Okay, good to know, good to know. And we're out of time now, but one more question. What's your favorite television show to watch every Tuesday night at 9:30 on MyTV?
I am sure that it is Chris's show.
Hey!
Right.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. And go down to Wolfe's and check them out. It's a great shop. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of TalkAboutTopeka.com. I'm Chris Schultz. If you enjoyed what you saw here, you can help our guests by sharing our links with your friends. You can also find out everything that's going on with us by following us on our website at TalkAboutTopeka.com. You can also be sure to like us on Facebook, you can follow us on Twitter, or you can send us a message on Gmail. Thanks so much for tuning in.